So what he's done there is he's just put basically a stop in, so that way that center lift cylinder, that's the hydraulic cylinder, lifts the whole plow to the ground. It'll keep it so it won't sink down. So when Cody uses this thing again in the future, which could be probably 10, 15, 20 years, maybe next week. I don't know. It'll be easier to do when all the tires are flat. But what we're going now is we're going to switch up. We're going to unhook this old girl, this old Frigstad, and hook up to the Flexicoil, which is a Frigstad basically. That is the predecessor of the Frigstad. And that's got the Flexicoil coil packer on it as well. And this has got sweeps on it. These are like 14s, I think. And with the harrows in the back. And so the combination of the 60-foot flex coil and coil packer and sweeps will help break up that sod even more. So he did 2 passes with this. Now he's going to switch over and do a couple passes with that. And that'll get that ground that much closer to being farmable. So when next season comes, we can see some crop into it.
Weather's gonna change. It's gonna be
Kind of cold.
colder, damper next week.
Yeah.
Weekend next week.
Yeah, that's good.
There we go. All right.
There's a couple ties on top of that combine too. Easy peasy. Color coordinated, but they're
That,
This coil packer's been a great addition to the farm. We use it quite a bit, even though we don't summer follow like we used to, but it's not built very heavy. We've broken it multiple times. Multiple times. Looks like we got some low tires in there. We'll fix that shortly. Just gotta get back to the shop. Then we're good to go. Almost seems like it needs the pump turned up a little bit on the hydraulics. Pressure's not as high as we need. He's having to rev the engine up pretty good to get the pressure to lift this baby up. I uses the old open center pumps on it. Try and true gear pumps. They're cheaper than the newer systems, but they're not nearly as fancy. They're pretty archaic. But as you can see, it's getting the job done, and that's what we like to have done on the farm, is the job done. There's our culprit. That's the flat tire. And I didn't bring an air hose. So, yeah, should have figured I'd be doing that. All right, we'll race back, get an air hose, use the air off the mud, fill that up, get her back to the shop. at my home site. This is where the magic is slowly happening. Don't have a foundation yet. We're getting there. Just had some issues with some of the contractors. Working on trying to get this foundation done this year. I don't know if it's going to happen, so it might have to happen during seeding next year, which is not what I wanted. It's not a great time for a farmer to be working with the foundation, but we'll cross that road when we get to that road. So this is my gas line that we ripped in with that ripper last year, and it's 1.25 inches, and it runs about a mile to the farmyard over there. And I put a fitting on the end with a nipple and a valve stem, and I'm going to check the pressure on it, because yesterday I bumped it up to about 22 pounds, and I'm going to see if it holds 22 pounds, and if it's still got 22 pounds in it or right around that, then we're good and there's no leaks in the line, because we had to seam it a few times. So let's check it. Let's see what we're at. I just hope it says 22 or like 21, because the temperature might change a little bit. I did this yesterday, and if this works, then I got to do leg arms too and make sure his is good. So let's check. Oh yeah, woo, look at that. Okay, held pressure, we're good. We are good. All right, I'll take this off. Let's go pump leg arms line up. Make sure his is good too, because we don't want to be leaking natural gas into the ground. That stuff's expensive. We want it to go to our furnaces, heat our homes. All right, I'm at the leg arms build. This is his gas line. So let's pump her up, put the fitting in, use this compressor, and see if it holds for a day.
No, but so they just it doesn't.
So I got a mixing valve set up, which that's the other thing. It costs a little bit more.
Yeah, it's nuts. Well, the foam. Thanks for doing that.
Oh yeah. Okay, let that sit for 24 hours, maybe a day or two. Maybe I'll just check in 3 days. I don't know, whatever. A couple days on it. It'll sit there. It's not going anywhere. And then we'll check the pressure. If it's good to go, then he's good to go too. And he'll be the first one to use gas, because his house obviously is a looks like a house on like my hole in the ground. It's good stuff. It's hard to tell. This side has been ran through twice with the spades, and right over here, minus the garbage floating over there, this has had 14 or 15 inch sweeps, might even be 16s, not real familiar with my sweeps, with the coil packer ran over it one pass. He's just going to do one pass. Just driving the side by side, the Can-Am Defender over here across, you can see the difference right here, the line, see the shadows. It's significantly rougher over there compared to over here. So that last pass with this is making a heck of a difference. So that's good. Not good on the equipment, but it's good for the field. Let's go drive alongside them, see what we see. I'm sure it's gonna be really fun. Ugly. Poor thing. That's how iron breaks. Constant stress from all different forces applying on it over time, and it just eventually fatigue develops and you get cracks and then stuff comes apart. But that's what we bought it for. It's to work. That's what we're using it. It's pretty neat though to see farm ground that we've been farming next to for the last 10 years be ours. It's a lease, so I mean we don't own it, but to see us running our equipment on it and hopefully make some production on it, it's a good feeling. Feels like you're growing. That's a good feeling. Good morning, my friends. Let's get some work done today. I'm thinking some big bud work. Remember guys, back in the spring we had that overheating of the 650 big bud when we were doing some spring wheat seeding. Well, we thought maybe the aftercooler was leaking coolant into the engine because my dad thought he smelled coolant in the exhaust. The coolant level was extremely low. Well, we did find out though, there is a leak in the radiator of this tractor, and it's surprisingly not leaking now. It comes and goes. I think the pressure, it must be just a spot that as the radiator builds up enough pressure, it starts spraying out. Radiator needs to come off. And so we left the duals off this thing when it came back from the Farm Progress show for this very purpose, because it'd be a great time to do it. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna get the big brood out of here, and then I'll get the 650, I'll run into the shop, and I'll start the process of draining the fluid, taking the grill off. I'll probably take the whole hood off actually. Might be able to do it without it. We'll see. And then get the big old massive radiator out of here. Then take it down to a radiator shop where then they will pressure check it, test it. It honestly probably should be recorded because it's had enough time on it. There's fractures taking place from all the vibration. So let's get to it. I'm wondering if I can fit through here without moving the International. Let's try it, let's see what happens. By the way guys, just a sneak peek, hint at what's coming in the future. Big Brit's gonna get some big upgrades. Some really cool stuff coming down the line for this guy, so stay tuned on that. It's gonna be a while out. We're still working on details, but we're gonna do some big transformations this thing. It's gonna be awesome. Pretty sure I need the jump pack to start this thing. We'll check and see if the battery works, but there's something kind of going on with the starter, and if it doesn't get quite enough volts, it won't hit, so let's try it. So there's a couple ways we can go about doing this. One way is I can open the hood up, the grill in the front. We can take the radiator out from the front, which is, we've done it. The other way is I can tilt the hood all the way back, and I might have enough room to use our gantry up here to hook on and pull it up. So I'll tip the hood back, we'll take a look and see how that looks. Look how that looks. And then I'll get a container, we'll drop all the coolant out of here. I'll start this process. So close. Not gonna be able to get the radiator out that way. So that means we gotta take the front off the front grills. But I can leave this open, at least unhook the top stuff, all the hoses on the top, and then we'll flip it back down and flip the grill open and take it out that way. So what we decided on doing is there's a pin here, a bolt that stops it when it only tilts so far. We're gonna take that out and let the grill rest, holding the whole hood up on the ground. I got the crane up there attached. So Dad's running the controls. I'll just pop this last bolt out in that one, and this thing should come forward, hopefully smoothly. Got radiators out, and she's oily down here where the hydraulic cooler in the front leaked a while back. The leak though in the actual core is somewhere inside. There's, well, I don't know how many cores is this? Six core? Anyways, but we're out of lifts. Leg arm stole the skid steer at his new house he's building, so we don't have that on site. And this is being holding up the hood, so we're gonna throw it on the pallet jack here and wheel it over to the car hoist and then lift it up, and Dad's gonna back his Duramax in and we'll get it in there. So just utilize every tool in the tool shed. New wheels. That rolls really nice. Now, you have to leave your tailgate down. I got that radiator dropped off at the radiator shop, so they're gonna go ahead and work on that thing. And we got some leaks in the front of this that have been bugging us. Nothing like a white tractor with oil on it. That's the one downside about Big Bud. It's black and white. So you get oil leak and it's very visible. So these engines are known for leaking, and this one has just got some seals on it that just need some work done. So while we got that off, hopefully we can get that corrected and get that fixed and get this tractor ready to go for next season. It's all done and tucked away for the season. She earned her keep this fall. 250 acres of ripping up some CRP, another 250 to go. We only did half of it this year, so we'll do the next half next year. But things are changing. Like this. Winter's here. First snow of the season. Anyways, that's what happens. We didn't forget about winter. It always shows up. So, with that said, thanks for watching, guys. And we'll be back shortly. See you then.